Good afternoon, Year 5, and welcome to our second English lesson. So, just as usual, I'd like you to open your exercise book, write English at the top of the page, and below it your LO today, which is to visualize a scene and respond to it pictorially. And of course, today's date, which is Tuesday, the 12th of January. So, what I'd like to do first in Year 5, okay, is of course we're looking at this book, The Highwayman. So, just go through yesterday's notes on everything you've made and just remind yourself a little bit about what highwaymen are and what we think the book might be about. Okay, once you've done that, so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking further into our book, The Highwayman. Now, it's not actually a book today, it's a poem. The Highwayman is a poem all about highwaymen. So what we're going to do now in the next few slides, I have cut and paste the poem so that you can read through it. So I'm going to click through the slides now silently and just pause the video on each slide so you can give the poem a read for me. If you want to read it more than once, that's absolutely fine. Just rewind it again or replay certain slides. That's absolutely fine. So I'll just go through it now for you. Okay, Year 5, so you should have read the poem now. If you want to go and read it again, that's absolutely fine, because I know some of the bits are a little bit confusing. You might not quite understand it, so if you want to read it again, please feel free to do so. Just rewind the video. Once you've done that, this is what we're going to be doing next. Our first task is to record your thoughts. So as you can see on the right, we've got a table which has 3 headings. So the first heading is things that I like about the poem, things I don't like about the poem, and the final one is things that confuse me about the story in the poem. So what I would like you to do is to either draw a table like this, similar on the right hand side, or you can do it in 3 subheadings below each other. I don't mind, whichever you would prefer to do. And I would like you to write as many things as you can, things that you like about the poem, things you don't like, and things that confuse you about the story. That might be a specific word, it might be a certain line or a verse, or a group of words. I don't mind, or a group of lines, anything. So what I want you to do, I want you to reference which line or word or verse you're on about, or roughly whereabouts anyway, for each point you make. So you might say, I like the first verse in the poem, and then I want you to provide an explanation as to why you like that verse in the poem. It might be something about it's a good description, there's lots of good adjectives in there, provides a good image in my head. It can be anything you like. There are a lot of things, a lot of words, particularly in the poem, that I can understand will be very confusing. So in that last section, feel free to write that down. And then in tomorrow's lesson, before we begin, we'll go through the things that you have puzzled you. Okay, so get on with this task for me now, then Year 5, and then we can move on to the next part. So hopefully you've completed the first task now. So now what I want you to do is rewind this video, and I want you to read the opening verse of the poem again. Okay, so really try and visualize an image in your head that is created from reading that first verse, particularly those first 3 lines. Okay, really focus on trying to create an image in your head of what you're seeing, what the 3 lines are making you see. Okay, and our second task now you should have visualized that text. You really should have focused on that first verse. I want you to choose one of the first 3 lines in the poem. So choose a line. I want you to then visualize an image in your head that the line has given you, okay? And then I want you to draw this image, okay? And include a detailed creative drawing and the line of the poem that you're drawing about. So I'll show you a quick example. So here we've got an image. I put it as in landscape. And I've written, the moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon the cloudy seas, and below it is where my drawing would be. Okay, so as you can see with the writing, I've written the line, I've made it all like black and red, it's a bit gloomy. You can have the writing at the top, you could have the writing in the middle, you can have the writing at the bottom, I don't mind. You could have the paper landscape, you could have the like paper portrait, entirely up to you. And make sure you have a drawing in there as well of what that line shows you. Use as many colors as you can, guys, if you've got any available to you. Make sure you do a really nice drawing, spend some time on it as well, because the person again who has the best drawing, who I really catches my eye, we will give a reward to as well, just like we did in the last English lesson. Okay, so hopefully that makes a little bit more sense now, showing this example. Okay, so make sure you're including that line, and really want you to show me a good image that you've created in your head and get it down on paper. Okay, it doesn't have to be this line, it could be any of the first 3 lines in the poem, so make sure you go back and choose which one you would like to write about. Okay, hopefully that all makes sense, guys. Make sure you send your work in to me afterwards as well. Get your parent or guardian to take a picture of it for me and send it in. Thank you very much, Year 5. Enjoy the rest of your day.